I'm Elaine.
And I'm Rachel.
And welcome to
Legs Out.
And away we go. This is the podcast where we tell you about Formula One our way. The races, the cars, the drivers. We are obsessed.
And here's why you should be too.
Hi, Rachel.
Hi, Elaine.
Thanks
Welcome
for
back.
Thank you. Thank you for having me back on the podcast.
Oh, you know, Ty was so good that we nearly kicked you off.
I know.
But just kidding. We love you. Ty did a great job, but I'm so happy we're back.
Oh, thanks. Me too. Yes.
Team.
Kudos to Ty. Also, he razzed me hard. And don't understand his hatred for Pantene. I don't know why that's the one thing that's sticking out.
We talked about a lot of racing things, but Pantene.
Yeah. What?
Elaine, are you Pantene's biggest supporter?
I always put Pantene conditioner in my hair.
Really?
Yeah, and I think my hair is luscious.
You do have some of the most fantastic hair of anyone that I know.
Oh, except for Carlos Sainz.
But I don't know him, unfortunately.
Don't we, though?
We do. In my heart of hearts, I feel like I know Carlos Sainz, but I know you in person every day, and you have fantastic hair.
Thank you, Rachel.
You could be a Pantene ad.
Yeah. All right, well, suck on that, Ty. Pantene is back, baby. All right, I am also back from Legs Out, went to Aruba. Here's what I did. I slipped some of our cards in the little library in the resort.
Cute.
And then I took a picture on the plane when I was leaving.
Good.
So I completely forgot to take a picture.
You were doing excellent marketing and you were resting.
I was resting.
Yes,
Mostly.
as you should, because we are going into 2 massive show weeks. Also race week, so basically it's the Saturnalia of all the things that we love.
It's the
Does
Triple Crown.
Saturnalia belong there?
I don't even know.
Triple Crown. That's probably more correct. What's the third thing?
Wait, what?
Fall.
And fall.
And fall.
What is Saturnalia?
I don't know. Sometimes I say words that come out of my brain and I don't know what they mean.
Rachel came in to my house earlier and said a whole bunch of words that I was like, wow, that might be the nerdiest thing you've ever said ever. And she's like, nope, definitely not.
Yeah, pretty confidently that's not the nerdiest thing I've said.
What was it?
I think I was comparing myself to a troglodyte. I think I'd be better in Jane Austen's day. We all know that, really.
Yes, hands down. All right, so that was Rachel's tech term, troglodyte.
Or
And
Saturnalia. I'll
Saturnalia.
look up my own definition for that one.
I kind of love it. It's a very fantasy term.
Yeah.
It fits.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure. Thank
Well.
you for that one.
Yeah. Glad we fully dove into that.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. So before you went to the beach,
Yes.
we went to another very wet place.
Yes.
was Coda for the World Endurance Championship.
Yes. And I am so grateful to Ross, our good friend of the podcast, for granting us those tickets. That was such a cool thing to behold, mostly because every time I think racing is just sort of under one umbrella, that umbrella gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And it blows my mind every time. It just shows like how little I actually know.
I mean, give yourself credit, but yes, there are so many motorsports series out there that every time we get to experience a new one, we're like, well, this is also amazing. Oh, and look at their rear wings. And oh my gosh, look at this engine sound. And there's just so much to enjoy, whether you love Formula One, whether you love IndyCar, whether you love drag racing. There's something for literally everyone in motorsports.
Yeah. I feel like we're the guy on Ted Lasso who's like, football is life. Football is life. But for me, it's Formula One is life. Only Formula One. For instance, the very next day after the World Endurance Championship, I was in the airport at 6 a.m. and someone was in front of me trying to get through security and they had a Cadillac shirt on. And of course, my mind immediately was like, oh, they're wearing,
2026.
they're wearing the new team shirt for Formula One Cadillac team. And I was like, do you think they're going to be good next year? And he was like, hopefully. And then I realized this was not about Formula One. This was, in fact, about World Endurance
And
Championship
in
racing.
WEC, Cadillac is fantastic.
Yes.
And that's what's actually encouraging is that while Cadillac has not been in Formula One previously, they have had a lot of success similar to Audi in a lot of other championships. And so they're going to have to, disseminate that information from their other winning championship teams to the Formula One rig, basically. But, you know, the stakes are high, but the chances could also be decently high.
That's interesting because, I mean, the cars are completely different. Honestly, like, they could be more different, but I think in terms of like racing cars, they are literally like an apple and a potato. It's very, very different. So will their knowledge and success in other teams translate into Formula One? Fingers crossed. But yeah,
We'll see. They have, speaking of Cadillac, they have signed Colton Herta as their test driver. Colton Herta, if you're an IndyCar fan, is obviously going to be a huge name to you. If you are just a Formula One specialist, then Colton Herta is an American. Ding, ding, ding. Point 1 for Cadillac. Point 2 is that he's really fast. He actually has no championships to his name yet in IndyCar. Alex, oh God, I get it wrong every time. Palau, come for me, internet. Sorry. Alex has been kind of dominating that championship.
Come for me, Alex.
Oh God.
Whew.
It took us all of 10 minutes to get there. Good.
You know,
Welcome back.
that's what I do best. Before we move on from WEC, also, I do want to say that Rachel, well, let me back up. I hate carpooling. I hate it.
You so sweetly took me to the studio afterwards.
And
I'm going to be honest, I didn't know that you hated carpooling.
you didn't know. That's okay.
New information to me.
Listen, it's okay because I love you.
Well,
And we had to get there at the same time. So it made 100% sense to have you in the car with me. It just makes sense.
next time you say no.
I mean, I could, but it was okay. I also don't mind you.
Well, thank you.
So, wow. A very endearing.
I don't mind you.
I really don't.
Yeah.
You're very unoffensive to me.
Thank you. Thank you.
So anyway, Rachel got into my car. And if you have ever been to COTA, if you're lucky enough to be able to travel there, great. However, their parking lot is a hot fucking mess. It is huge, miles and miles and miles. And I mean, Rachel, you've been to other circuits around the world, so maybe you can compare, but like just the grounds itself are huge and sprawling, and it's hard they have to funnel people into lines that sort of seem to go nowhere and eventually go into the property, but it sucks.
They literally have taken over some neighboring fields.
Yes.
Like that's what we're talking about for parking lots.
And that's what we were in. They have, let's see, A, B, C, D, E, F, 5 giant parking lots, and yet they want to direct the general public into a field.
Yes.
And it was rainy and muddy. And so eventually we found our car. Rachel hopped in. I was like, okay, sure. I'll give you a ride. And then we couldn't get out. I had no idea where we were going.
Elaine took a joyride through said field.
Listen, I thought I was on one of the paths, which could have been a road.
Frankly, you were, but that apparently on that day was an off-limits path.
And also I realized it was leading us like away. I was driving literally into a cow field.
True.
As opposed to towards the road. True. And when I realized there was no one else around me, what was I supposed to do? I did a big hard U-turn and we went off-roading. We were basically doing donuts in this field. And I look over and we were spotted by literally
the parking attendant.
Every one of the parking
We were the most offensive thing he'd ever seen that day.
They had their hands up like, what are you doing? And so naturally, I rolled down my windows and I was like, I don't know what we're doing. What are we supposed to do? There are no signs here. And so we rolled right by him and we were like, hey.
Yes, he directed us with he was very calm and he said, you go this way. And you only go this way. Don't go that way. Only go this way. And we were like, okay, cool. We're going to our show. Bye.
That's what Rachel was like. I was like, deuces, motherfucker. Bye. Not sorry.
We do love the COTA teams, but yes, in that moment, he was ruining our joyride.
I mean, and Rachel is, I mean, I think generally we're polite, but like you are very always polite and like, you're a rule follower. We do not break rules. I err on
the spice of life here.
Do now, apologize later.
Yeah.
It's the journalistic motto.
We need more of that.
Yeah, I think so too.
We do. So
Anyway.
to wrap that up, we did have to leave the Lone Star Le Mans race, unfortunately, before the end. So we saw a lot of safety car laps because it was so wet. Jenson Button said that was some of the craziest running he's ever done in his life.
Yes.
In the conditions. But when they got to racing, we saw a little bit of green flag. And oh, they sound so good, number one. And number two, you have both the hypercars and the GT cars. And so you get to see two different classes of cars on the same racetrack. And we were at this very loopy bit, kind of the infield of COTA. And to see the cars from so many different vantages, my little motorsports nerd heart was absolutely singing.
Yeah.
And so next year, hopefully we can be there for the whole 6 hours and we will not have to leave to go do a dance show that night.
That would be awesome. I believe we were at turn 12. Is that right?
Turn 15. We were at turn 15.
Turn 15.
Yes, and they have 3 excellent grandstands there, and we could see up to the top of the other hairpin, not turn 1.
Yes.
And then some of the chicanes.
Yep.
And then the infield kind of swoosh, swoosh, swoosh.
Yep.
I don't quite know what to call that, other than swoosh, 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 swoosh.
Swoosh, swoosh.
Yes.
Naturally.
Naturally. Yeah. So thanks again, Ross. We had a blast.
Ugh.
We looked very cute.
Yes.
Ish. In our
Rachel.
rain ponchos.
Rachel looked very cute. I dressed as if it was normal Austin weather. And so I had a dress on, and then I put my Verstappen jersey on over my dress. I had no umbrella, no poncho. I grabbed a Lewis Hamilton bucket hat.
The florid green that looks like it's Lando Norris's.
Yeah. I was like,
You were highlighter.
I was a highlighter. I looked like one of those really mismatched tags on the side of a building. Like, there was a
Welcome to
lot.
Austin.
There was a lot going on. And Rachel had to give me one of her extra plastic bag ponchos.
Yes.
Thank you.
Preparedness is key.
Every time I'm like, who's going to need this? Nobody. Rachel, can I borrow your poncho?
I had it packed in my little red backpack.
That was so nice. But yes. So thank you, Ross. Mm-hmm. Period.
Kevin Magnuson, you're a star.
Ugh.
Okay. Colton, you know about him. You learned about him. Great. Any other newsroom things you want to say?
No, I think you touched on the fact that Pierre Gasly was re-signed. Mm-hmm. I'm happy. I'm satisfied. Still anxious to hear about pretty much everybody else.
Yeah, we still have no Mercedes signings. Ooh.
Oh.
Can I tell you?
Yes.
I did tell you last week. But Toto
Yes.
was borderline critical of the golden child, Kimi Antonelli. I had a thought this week. I was like, let me be clear before I make this comparison. Kimi Antonelli is no Checo Perez, but I wonder if Mercedes is feeling a little wary of the fact that in order to try to cajole Sergio Perez into doing good last season, they were like, here's a contract. This will make you feel better, right? More secure, better racing? No, in fact, it worked terribly for them and they looked like idiots. I wonder if Toto was like, well, maybe let me take a different tact. Let me go like harsh teacher, tell you, you're doing terribly, you need to do better. And we'll see if that works better. And if not, then maybe then I'll give you a contract and we'll see if that works.
Okay, see, this is interesting. There are also a lot of different strategies for dance in terms of how to mold. Some dancers respond better to very direct criticism. Mm-hmm. Some dancers respond better to like compliment sandwich. Some dancers, I don't know. I mean, I think it's a mix of both, especially if you grow up in the ballet world. You're very used to direct criticism means that you're being watched, which is good because if you're not getting any criticism, that means you're not worth watching.
Which the older I get, the more I'm like, wow, we have been Stockholm syndromed into, if we tell you that you need to fix these things, that means that we think you're talented.
Yeah.
And that actually, from an outside perspective, sounds kind of twisted.
Yep.
Now, if you also grew up in the sports world, this may be a very similar thing. I don't think that this is only particular to ballet, but that gets sticky, right? Like,
Yeah.
I remember very clearly I walked into a college ballet class and the professor asked us, what method do you feel helps you grow most? And I had some very strict ballet teachers growing up. And so I told this professor, I respond to being yelled at. And he said, I will not do that to you.
Aww.
And I remember being very clearly like, oh, Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that was probably bad, right? Oh my gosh. You and your evolved self? Of course, please don't yell at me. And I got so much better under his tutelage. Crazy. Imagine that.
Yeah.
Kind learning. But I wonder if Toto is having to experiment a little bit with how he is growing this baby tendril of racing that is Kimi Antonelli.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, the first seedling needs fertilizer. So what type of fertilizer are you going to give him? Also, I hate to say this, but I remember last year when they said, no, we're not going to sign Max Verstappen. We're not going to sign Carlos Sainz. We're not going to go for anybody as a seasoned driver. We're going to sign a rookie. Okay, great. Well, let's see how that goes. It's happening. You can't just throw tomatoes in a pot and expect it to turn into marinara. Or wine. Young wine needs time to age.
Spot on.
This is
Italian and roots.
Yes. Yeah. That's that. I don't know how many more analogies I can make about it, but
I think those were excellent.
Thank you.
I think we can all admit it was a little too early for Kimi. I don't think that means he's spoiled.
Yeah.
The wine is not bad yet. The wine just needs to decant.
It needs time.
It needs time.
He needs time. Rest him, not bench him, but turn the bottle a little bit. I think you can't expect so much. Like Mercedes cannot expect him to replace Hamilton. Patience, my boy.
Yep.
Patience.
Prove the dough. Mm-hmm. There's another one for you.
There you go.
Let the dough rest.
How many more food references shall we make?
That actually sounds like it'd make an excellent little appetizer. You got wine, you got marinara, you got bread, focaccia. There you go. Set.
Rachel's planning her menu for this
Always.
weekend in Baku.
Oh, and we'll share some predictions at the end of the episode.
Yes.
I love Baku.
Oh,
I fit that in last week too, so I think everyone knows.
Okay.
I
say it
love
again.
Baku.
Yeah. Put that on a t-shirt.
Yay, missed that. Do you want to talk about the ridiculousness that is Stefano Domenicali?
Yes, because I love him. He's
Really?
so ridiculous, and I love it.
Oh, I don't think I have any strong feelings about him until he opened his mouth about 2 weeks ago. But you love him.
He's the announcer that goes,
No, Stefano Domenicali is the CEO of Formula One.
I thought you were talking about...
You're talking about Davide Valsecchi?
Oh my gosh, I thought Rachel was talking about Davide Valsecchi, whom I think is great.
He's
He's going around the corner and he's going very fast, and I love it very much. That's what he sounds like, right?
I'm telling you, you've missed your career as an auctioneer.
Sign me up. Listen, Davide, call me, okay? So I missed the point completely. Tell me, who is Stefano Domenicali?
Stefano Domenicali is the CEO of Formula One, and he went ahead and spoke a lot of nonsense a few weeks ago. This was like in the middle of race time for us, so we didn't have time to fully unpack this. But since we had an off week, I can now tell you that he said there's a topic on the table concerning the format we'll use in the coming years. I have to say that aside from some older diehard fans, everyone wants sprint weekends. Promoters push for this format, and now the drivers are interested as well. I'm being a bit provocative, but free practice appeals to super specialists. People who want to see more action prefer a sprint weekend. There's more to discuss and comment on from Friday.
Okay, first off, Stefano, is he friends with Mohammed bin Salem?
That's a great
MBS?
question. I'm sure they have to work together.
They
But who
must.
is friends with MBS?
Exactly. Maybe this guy, because he seems to not have a clue. So
Correct.
it is interesting, and I heartily disagree. I love sprint weekends. However, I don't think we need more of them.
We do not need more of them. This is not MotoGP.
Ooh.
MotoGP is great, but it's just like we do not need more sprint weekends.
Yep.
We need, I feel very passionately about this, just because a practice session is not a moneymaker for you or the most exciting piece of media that you're going to pop up on your highlights, on your freaking social media, does not mean that it is not absolutely absolutely integral to the sport. Practice and time for the engineer and the driver to refine the car is what brings us exciting racing on Saturday and Sunday. You delete that, then it's just a free-for-all, like, well, this is the setup, go. And let me appeal to you specifically. Max Verstappen always shows up on a weekend, and they look anonymous on Friday. And then they refine, and then they have a monster of a car come Sunday. Specifically last year, but this weekend in Monza, they would not get to that if they did not have practice sessions to be able to do the actual intellectual engineering work. I don't understand how you can just take out the integrity of the sport and say, we want more money and we want flashier things for our social media.
Yeah.
If it's just a highlights reel, well, let's just crash. Let's send them out. It's now monsters, monster trucks. If you want just fast cars going in a straight line, go watch drag racing. I feel very strongly.
Shredding right now, and I love it.
We don't need... Okay, actually, I would love to see a reverse grid every once in a while, but he's talking about more sprint weekends, shortening races because of society's short attention span. He's talking...
Is he talking about his own? Is he talking about his nieces and nephews who are 3? Because they probably have a short attention span.
And they may be the people who answered on social media. I don't know. And we do know for a fact that a lot of sports fans are consuming their sports watching through social media. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Not everyone has the money to pay for an F1 TV subscription.
Right.
Not everyone has a free weekend where you can sit in front of the TV and watch the live sessions. That is expecting a lot of a very hardworking global audience.
Correct. And I have friends who they will watch the race in 30. Always. This is something that F1 TV does if you don't have time to watch the full race. Usually they pare it down to 30 minutes. They give you the highlights, and that's fine. I personally think it is no substitution to actually watching the race because you don't always get the feel for what happens surrounding those highlights.
Yeah.
I like to watch it all. And to your point that the drivers need the data from the practice sessions throughout the weekend to make the refinements to make a winning championship car. I also know that the drivers have said in the past sprint weekends are really, really hard on them, on their car, on the team in general. So I don't understand why they've already added more than they ever have before. The drivers have spoken about how they're giving a little pushback on that. I don't know if that's a great idea.
Well, and he's all of a sudden saying, at first, when sprints were added to the calendar, most drivers didn't like them. And now it's completely reversed. And almost all of them like them. And I'm like, what data? Show me the facts.
Yes.
Show me.
Did you go put them in a room, tell them to close their eyes, and then raise their hand? You can have 1 point added to your
You can have
championship.
1 point taken off your penalty points if you raise your hand and say that you love sprints now, and then say in front of the media, support my point, everyone.
Yep.
I don't understand. He has walked some of these back a little bit in face of basically the majority of that super specialist / old fans rioting.
Yeah, we must be old, Rachel.
We're not old. We are not old, number one. And number two, we're fairly new fans.
Yeah.
We both started watching for real in 2022.
Yeah.
So this is what, our 3rd season of Formula One,
Like,
in its
very
entirety?
seriously. Yes.
So if we are any test case, we're also a U.S. audience. We're female. And so we're a lot of that peak audience that flooded in with the DTS surge. And the fact that we are, guys, if you're listening to this podcast, it's pretty clear we're in. We're in.
Every time I talk to somebody and I'm like, oh, are you interested in Formula One? And they're like, oh, yeah, I mean, I guess you. And I'm like, yeah, I have a podcast about it.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, you're really...
I'm like so in.
I'm very into it.
Yeah. She can give you all the facts. She will give you all the facts. Tune in.
Rachel can talk about the tech part, and I can just talk about all of the shit that happens behind it.
Okay, to that point, tiny tech moment.
Yes.
They have added 24 race weekends and all of these sprints, and yet they have not upped the allowance on any of the power units. And I'm curious if we're going to continue to see some more Lando Norris kind of reliability issues. I mean, we've been doing this kind of rigmarole for the last couple seasons with this many races between 22 and 24. But at a certain point, you need to up the parts allowance if you're going to demand so much of the cars.
And especially with the entirely new regulation set coming out, I surely this must be a joke. He and
Money
MBS
talks.
can go, yeah.
They can go on a retreat, and this is not the nice retreat I wanted to send Liam Lawson on. This is more so, actually, that's not true. MBS, I actually have real, like, vehement feelings about. Stefano, I'm just like, what? Did you do this to rile everyone up? Because everyone is talking about you now.
What a gargoyle. What did you call him? Gargantuan. What was the word you said earlier in the podcast?
Oh, a troglodyte?
What a troglodyte. My God.
Well, don't you worry. He would tell you, MBS, he would say, well, I'm a race car driver. That's technology. Didn't you know that I'm a race car driver? Didn't you guys know that I raced? Oh, my God.
Do
At
you
least
think
Stefano doesn't do that.
I was going to say, do you think he does that as well? But he does not, which is...
I don't actually know if Domenicali raced. He strikes me as a businessman, but I'm not as familiar with his background. But he has been in the race world for a very long time. Mm-hmm. I think he is qualified for the job, despite the fact that he's cherry picking some facts from a motorsports trend report and that's just stirring up the entire F1 fandom.
So woefully off. He just missed the mark so much.
Exactly.
That's surprising. Mm-hmm. Like, sure, maybe he is qualified, but the fact that you're really missing it that much, to me, sounds like you're thinking about just all of the wrong things.
Yep.
So,
fat stacks. That's what he's looking for.
Fat stacks.
If you ask me.
Well, shove your fat stacks somewhere else, okay? So Rachel, I didn't actually get to talk to you, but I was very surprised at your answer that you believe that Lando Norris actually should have been given the place. He should have done the swap with Piastri.
Oh, Elaine.
I
have many feelings. I think that both drivers presented themselves, comported themselves as very mature humans. McLaren, you done effed up.
Yes.
What the hell? McLaren, the new Michael Massey. In trying to not interfere, they have interfered on a cosmic level. You were live texting me during the race, and you were not okay.
I think at one point I texted Rachel that I was going to burn my house down. Mm-hmm. And that was within like a 5-minute period. And then very quickly, that was when McLaren messed up Lando Norris's pit stop.
Yeah.
He came out and I was ready to burn the entire world. Mm. And then they made him switch. And I wrote, never mind.
She was burning with anger. I was very concerned about her house, actually.
Yep.
Because even if she didn't set fire herself, herself might set fire from the combustion that was happening from the anger.
I was about to like Joan of Arc myself in my house. If you don't know that reference, go look that up. That's a fun one. So here's since I actually didn't get to give you my 2 cents, can I?
Yes, please.
Add this little dash of hot sauce.
Yes, because I don't think this is the end of this incident. I think it's going to spill throughout the rest of the season. So we need to know what you foresee happening here.
And I just want to say, record this now, because after I say this, it's done. I will not talk about last year's incident where they made Oscar Piastri, and Ty mentioned this too, where they made Piastri and Lando Norris switch places so that Oscar Piastri could get his first podium in Hungary. In his first win, in Hungary. That was the biggest fuck up ever. And I don't think in this race they should have switched Lando Norris and Piastri back.
Really?
I don't, because it was their fuck up.
Yeah.
But in a way, I was glad they did. And for me, that was a little bit of karmic retribution for last year. And now, clean slate. Do you hear this, Oscar? I know you listen. All right. Listen up, Buttercup. We're even. Okay? We're even. That's it. We're even.
I'm not going to push my luck here because I could talk about many things that have happened. Many things that I'm so excited. Many things that have happened this season that I feel like are still in the balance. But I am so thrilled to hear that this is clean slate for you because McLaren, the meddling that is happening is insane.
Those two things were on the same level to me. That's why, to me, now it's even. It's clean slate. They fucked up so big for that first time last year. And then this one, it was the same level of complete fuckery. None of it was fair. Neither of them shouldn't have happened. And now both, they cancel each other out to me. This is it. I don't have to like you. However, I don't dislike you.
Pick my job off the floor.
Yeah. I am talking to you still, Piastri. Buttercup, listen. I am willing to go forth with unopinionated gusto. That is the nicest way I can say that.
I'll take it.
All right. Come on. Now give me the good stuff this weekend in Baku. I want to see a little spice. I want to see some racing. I want to see you fight with Lando Norris and then let Lando Norris win.
Okay, we were doing so good. I will say Baku 2024 was the inciting incident for my Oscar Piastri fandom. This is the first time that I was like, holy crap, look at that man race. This is incredible. It was actually a pass on Charles Leclerc. It was at turn 1 and he braked so late and he sent it in so late and stuck the move. And I was like, all right, sign me up. OP81, I'm in.
OP81. Hashtag.
I hope that we get to see more of that racing this weekend. This is another low downforce track. So we could actually see Max Verstappen continue to be good. And so the McLaren dominance that we've been seeing for the middle part of this season, where it's just the two of them battling each other, I think we may have to see them contend with other drivers in the mix of their own mess of their own making.
This is really exciting. Also, just the idea that Max Verstappen isn't quite done yet. I mean, there's no way he's going to actually win another world championship.
It's not mathematically impossible, but it is highly unlikely.
Yeah, but he's in it much more than from the beginning of the season, I thought there was no chance he would even be still fighting like this and we would still see him dominate in such an amazing way. By the way, could you tell how much those facts broke my brain?
So I want to give you kudos. This is kudos for Elaine. I said, hey, by the way, didn't fit in those two major facts. Even though we gave him a lot of applause, I didn't get in those facts that I would have been screaming down the mic if it had been Charles Leclerc. So if you want to get some facts in, I didn't say to your rant, but I assumed to your rant. Elaine delivered the cold, hard facts. She said, you want facts? Great, I got facts about the facts. Do you want to know the facts that preceded those facts? I have those facts as well.
Facts on facts on facts on facts.
Yes.
I listened back to that a few times and I could hear my brain breaking. And let me tell you, I recorded that at least 12 times.
I love that.
Finally had to write the quick facts down. And
this is commitment, ladies and gentlemen.
Because the facts of the facts matter.
I agree. But then again, I am someone who uses the word troglodyte.
What a trogdor. All right.
Still lost on what that is.
I have to look that up later.
Okay. You brought the facts.
Thank
I'm proud of you.
Facts on facts, you know? And it's fun. Facts are fun.
Say it again.
Facts hurt my brain, but facts are fun. Yeah, facts.
Excellent.
Okay, facts
Especially
are fun.
when they're about Max. I mean, those were some really stellar performance facts. Literally history making.
Breaking 2 world records was amazing, especially like one of them you breaking was Michael Schumacher's record. Like,
incredible.
Mind blown.
And I don't know if that's going to be easily breakable anytime soon because the regulations are changing. And for the race length record one, you need a race with no safety cars, basically, to achieve that. And Monza usually has a safety car, too. And so I think that record may stand for quite some time. Baku, on the other hand, has had some safety cars. Namely, last year, Checo Perez finally looked like he was doing better than Max Verstappen. And we were all like, wow, We're finally going to see a performance from him. And then he and Carlos Sainz crashed.
That
And the scream ran out around the world.
that moment was the moment when I was like, he's done.
Yeah.
He's done.
Yeah.
Like, just,
And yet, fast forward, and there's his face again. He's apparently throwing out a pitch for the Dodgers. He's back, ladies and gentlemen. Kit Kat.
Mr. Kit Kat. Here he comes.
That can be the F1, the theme song. It can just be him holding a Kit Kat. I have tremendous respect for everyone on the Formula One grid.
Yeah.
Him included. But
Yes.
I am going to continue to razz him about his plethora of partnerships.
Yes. Yeah. You know what? Just take it. You're in Formula One.
Yep.
It's fine. Fuck you, Kit Kat.
Except for the Japanese Kit Kats, as we've discussed. They're better.
I found a dark chocolate Kit Kat in Aruba, which I had never seen before. And so I immediately bought that, of course. So we can see if that's any better than the regular American Kit Kat.
Yes.
You are right about Baku, though. It is very exciting. And part of what makes it exciting is not only the fact that it's in this extremely historic city and there are literal towers and castles. Yes. All around.
I love it.
The borders are very tight. So it's a little bit Monaco-esque. But there are more places, I think, to do some overtakes, which it makes it more exciting.
Do you have any predictions for this weekend?
Hang on, let me get my handy-dandy Formula Fanatics race tracker and guide. Nope, race guide and stat tracker. Well, first off, let me tell you that the first Azerbaijan Grand Prix was in 2016. The circuit length is roughly 6 kilometers. The number of laps is 51, and it has 20 turns, which is not too bad.
On par with Coda.
So, do I have any predictions? As something of note, Charles Leclerc holds the lap record of 1 minute 43 seconds,
Yeah, he does.
0.009 in 2019.
I love facts.
That's a fact for you, Rachel. Facts on facts. I would love to see, as you were talking about the downforce, I would love to see Max's downforce just downforce that track.
Are you proud of that one?
Yeah. Put the force down on that track.
It's pretty bumpy. The Red Bull doesn't always deal with bumps very well, but I genuinely think the Red Bull could be a complicating factor this weekend. Do you see a win or do you just see a podium place?
My crystal ball is cloudy. I cannot make a positive yay or nay.
Okay.
Do you have one?
Yeah, it's Charles Leclerc.
Oh,
King of the
good.
streets.
Your crystal ball is broken, but
Charles Leclerc has gotten pole here for the last 4 races. He is what we call a Baku specialist. Now,
a Bakushulist? That was terrible.
this has to stay in. Okay, now that we've had to cut out like 4 minutes of us laughing because I couldn't get over Elaine's pronunciation. I think that this is actually not just me being a Ferrari enthusiast. I think that he actually has a chance at a podium place. If this could finally be our Ferrari win, I will lose my mind. I will lose my mind. I will be so excited. It will provide me the appropriate hype for us to perform in our heavy metal ballet this weekend because I need some like angst. No, those are not things that come from a Ferrari win. Only joy. Only joy and pure adrenaline.
Yes.
And I could channel that
Yeah.
into some solid headbanging this weekend.
Yes.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
You know, it wouldn't be hard for me to see a Leclerc podium.
A win, but yeah.
I'll give you a podium.
You said what you said. I heard you.
You could say that. Just, you could say that. Okay. I like all of those things.
Yeah, yeah. If you have a prediction and you want to let us know what you think is coming up this weekend, you could email us, you could DM us, you can even comment on Spotify. There are a plethora of options to get in touch with us.
Yes, please. And also, if you have more opinions about how I think that Fernando Alonso is a mall Santa, please let us know.
Elaine. Retract that immediately.
Can't wait to hear from you.
Excellent.
All right. Well, we will see you again next week after the great Azerbaijan Grand Prix.
The land of fire.
The land of fire.
We're back.
Yeah, we're back. We're back. Ooh. Oh.
I really thought we could get through a whole episode without that. Because I knew I was going to make the joke. And I was like, wow, Rachel, you didn't make the joke. But don't worry. My stellar co-host did.
It always comes back. Listen, you hand it to me on a nice platter. What am I?
The marinara sauce was already prepped.
Yeah.
The focaccia is ready. The wine. Kimmy needs some more time. But everything else
sour.
about that little appetizer is ready to go.
Yeah. It's just
Baku. We're Baku.
you just pick it up and you eat it. You just have to say yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so with that, it's legs out
and away we go.
We'll see you next time.